This is a poem entitled Trance Abyss, written for the painter Pat Steir, and it was responding to her work, and I have a little note for the poem. And it's, we have a break in the fabric of Pat Steir's current masterful paintings. The explosive waterfalls offered a full-on stereophonic acoustical experience of entering spaces of celestial climatic pores, and one feels the visceral impact of her entities in space. But here we peer into the heavenly abyss, the beauteous, unsettling rift, which is a contentious point of origin between two sides or bodies of similar yet severed wholes. The parts are luscious here, provocative divisions, planes of complex color and texture. Such a rift reminds me of William Blake's dichotomies of looking through unbornness in the womb to the fraught outside world between the legs of existence. It is the tragedy of all warring charnel grounds. It is the tragedy of Aleppo, of suffering everywhere, of our own backyard. It is also the crack in the world of artistic insight, an inkling of paradise from which there is no return, which is a mirror of greater truth and flow of paint, a medium of our being. It is the vital matter, the adherence, the glue, the blood, the colors that run behind the screen, underneath the skull, all inchoate rawness filtering through. The mind cleaves and reorders to keep sane. The mind and the eye and hand create. Art is a kind of trance dance, a ritual of chance and willpower. One can meditate ferociously on the cut, the scar, the beautiful slit of ethereal aperture, and so on, and still survive. The demands of these associations, these scryings in the powerful transcendent paintings of Pat Steir, matter more and more to me each day. Trance Abyss with a few lines from Emily Dickinson. There is a pain so utter it swallows substance up, then covers the abyss with trance, so memory can step around, across, upon it, as one within a swoon goes safely, where an open eye would drop him bone by bone. There was a crack in consciousness, weeping at the world. There was a crack, apocalyptic glow, electric under skin. We were ghost, we were color, an enclosure, a meadowlands, a tundra. We were cold, fierce, then aspens, firs, and spruce. We were an enclosure. We were dowsing, poetic wand for beauty. There was a crack, neural rapidity, quickening, rueful wisdom, quiescence, extended exhalation, matter traveling back in time, quantum tunneling. There was a crack, antimatter in your brain, a new algorithm. Are you relative to what? Incredibility zone? What could you say? What would you paint? Roar of waves. She could see, swoon of water. She could hear her chants, water falling in patterns, ontological, arrhythmic, insistence of paint. There was a spill. She might be amused. The world is amusing. To drown the whole world. To drown? Know the song well, slips the buried gold before singing, before stalking a lioness out of sexual instinct. Roll of the dice, mercurial imagination. Safety, help them to safety. Bask in this safety, a hidden abyss. Broken heart, a seer is divining. Spirits of the doorway, ambiguity of dance, being artist's messenger. How do we feel in gray, in blue? How do we feel in red, in green? What is our elemental sheen? What is our agency? How do we fall apart in black, in white, in pink, aglow? Would there be a break in twilight when mastery, when jeopardy, it meaning even chance, je partis, meant divided play? Je partis. When life was a game, is life a game? joist as in adjacent, lie down upon, or prophet, from Greek prophetes, same Indo-European base of bah. Speak, O fates, speak for another, artist in her power. There was a crack, a sabotage, a terror shaking with fear. There was a saddle to hold. There was volition, cupidity, agitation. There was a current, quality of being perpendicular, aplomb, her open eye. There was a crack. There is devotion. There is citizenry. Did it supersede? Was life apocryphal? There was a reach. There is a reach, a curtain, a motion. What is hiding? A cure. What is lulled by men? When you are fevered, are you more accurate? There was fever, and she was holding her own. Ferocity in how paintings might make themselves. Gravity is a collaboration, a curtain and a wall, a will and its perpetuity. Shore up this millennium, quarrel with the world through its parallels. I was upside down with you. I wanted to be inside your shelter, wanted to amble in, wanted to fly in, wanted to dwell there, survive critique in your frame. In my arms, I wanted you, wanted the embrace of all that surrounds. How to find a way out of implicit system in which we are prisoners. A way out. There was a crack, a test not to think and let it come, let it come. A trance adept might say how to bind. It is a test not to think. Am I doing this right? Latitudes. It was a crack. It was a relief to be porous. It was aperture, wanted to be inside, a trance. Leap the abyss. You thought by now we would vote and power our way through. We all thought liquere, to be fluid, to be clear. Your thought is to clear a debt that came before you. As woman, as ideology, never someone else's mistake. Ideology and apparatus that makes you stronger. The system needs bucking. What is art world really? There was a crack in the crack of a century within, psychic melancholia, symbolic. There was Kairos, hole in the fabric, when the adept shoots her shuttle into the void. Through the rising and falling warp threads, there was a gap, opening as in poros, opportunity, grid of ethics. Never abandon chance, lucky girl, never abandon light glimmer. Fight between the materiality of the ideological, inside the ritual, with her now, and happy accident steer us across the Persian desert, crossing the continental divide, crossing the wide avenues. I am inside her gestures as she throws them. Japan, a trajectory to ink, and you throw it down. This way, that way, a rune, a containment, a splash within the matrix of her desire. Can it ever be chance? Encounter? All the elements in place. Will you abandon me in yellow, in orange, in blue? Will you abandon me in logic? May I kneel before you, a devotee under the sun of your language, wrapped space. It is a wrapped space. It was a crack in consciousness. Has your grammar been absorbed? We speak, we utter words. We only later get a sense of their life. Wittgenstein. Capricious swiftness, like a life, can I say that? Evading rupture, relevant to what? That the society would wither and die, but can't help it. Nightmare of what is in force. Her timeless rapture. Rupture keeps working in us, mystery. Mare, not a horse, but old English moer, sat on sleeper's chest. This was a fissure, incubus. This is a crack, more mystery. How many layers of paint? How many layers of paint beneath this slit? There was a gap to keep you going, occupied. This was aporia that would help you consider the textures of this world. No hurry in the hands, no hurry in the mountains. They wait the abstract, a melodic wall of paint, alchemical lab of the mind. This is curiosity turning to power. This is insurrection. We are here to disappear through a glass and leave a trace. Shatter the not just killing one another. We were not just killing one another. It out of water. Think water. Water. Think miracle. Miracle. Live within a set of limitations, a cavern of displacement, inside an auspicious day. Hover over a day with your determination, a cairn. The world could break your heart, a standing to, a standing with, in a rush. Look into the abyss, stand over it, stand above, break the boundaries in our time, and remember all our freedom, and remember all our freedom, and remember all our freedom. Look into the abyss, corners of love, fluctuation of desire. Everything is art. Stamma of the polarity. Out of the cage now. Outwit capitalism for beauty. Outwit what you set up. Mischief under the skin. Membrane of paint. A whole world is forming. A canvas is holding. Membrane of hope and fear. There was a curse upon us. We lift it. The antipodes of all held truth. Lift the skirt of our time. There was blood run in all the parts of body, a world, a part, a politic. She survives the big men, the big boys. She would tell it. Who rules the time? There was a crack logic of who rules the time. Ideas inscribed in acts, regulated by rituals. Light the eye with them. One never expects to complete the return. Practice is all, and gender is a kind of melancholy, and we would obey the bodies that are a hand reaching to the sky, and attainment is occluded by love. What are the terms of existence? Looking into the abyss, to be sublime.